Hi, we are going to discuss a case study on one particular NGO in the India. Okay, so this NGO is named as Amnesty International. This NGO works for India and also for the other parts of outer parts of India. They basically called as non-government organization. Okay, they take care about the protection of human rights because there are a lot of human right violations happens in each and every place in the country, but the awareness to the people and the society is not properly there about the human rights. So this NGO is particularly working for protecting the human rights and to give a proper relevance, I mean the proper things to the people to make them social protection on the human rights. Yes. So let us see about the Amnesty International. So this NGO is abbreviated as non-government organization. So this non-government organization will not charge any amount, or they are not working for any profit from the people or from the society. They actually volunteer themselves to do the service. So this NGO was formed at 1961 as a small seed. So this NGO is outraged by the human rights abuses, and they wanted to change by inspiring people across India and around the world to take action. So this Amnesty International, what they do know, whenever the human right abuses are happens, they will just go and help the people and ask the government people to take the decisions and to also other decision makers to protect and respect the human rights, because this is obvious in the situation, because country is not like with the proper respect, like most of the people is not treating the human rights in a proper way. So this Amnesty International volunteered themselves to do all kind of services. They do many services. They do education, they give awareness, they do a campaign, they do a structured workshop, they will work with the systems. They do many events to protect the human rights, and also to support the human not to support the human right violators. So we're going to see the basic initiative towards the human rights and human right respect by the Amnesty International. Okay, so the amnesty, okay, I mentioned you, like they do a lot of activities towards protecting the human rights and to stop the human right violation. So one of the best thing is education, because most of the people living in the world do not have much awareness on the human rights to the people. Yes, it's true. Even human rights is said to be one of the course, okay, where only limited number of students are joining in the course and they're pursuing and graduating from it. And also the school education is also not giving much about the human rights and human right violations to the students. So the awareness is the awareness government trying to give that awareness, the human right commissions are giving that awareness, but still the population country like India, if a population is very high, so think it of how it reaches to the people. So the Amnesty International took this human right education is one of the major thing to respect and to claim the human rights to everyone. So they just working with the projects and they promoting the projects and gives a value, human values. They gives a principles of human rights, and they structuring a formal education system, and they focus on children and young people to bring human rights into everyday life. Because if you focus the children and young age, so automatically they will try to have a change, they will try to inspire others, then automatically the life cycle will start to roll. This young and school people will go and tell to others, spread the information to others, teach them, and automatically the cycle starts. So this is one of the finest decision by the Amnesty International for giving a human right education as one of the important factor to protect and respect the human rights. So out of this initiative, so initially the human right Amnesty International went to schools and to they gave a human right education to them in the form of I mean they can go directly or they can collaboration. they can work with ground partners, but ultimately the intention of human right education has to reach to the student. So a small kind of activity which they do is like they will try to have the human right education clubs in the schools. They do a lot of friendly programming environments to the kids, school kids, and they try to develop the human right education to them. They will be telling them all the rights of human rights, but the kids know, they will try to experience, they will try to show the video, they will try to give them materials, they will educate them, they will deliver a session about human right. So many activities are done by Amnesty International to them, because school is one of the factor, because schools, after 5 to 10 years, the school kids will grow, become an adults, and they teach to their kids, they teach to others, then again the kid will grow and teach to others. So this is how the cycle rotates. So educating the school student about the human rights is the best method to change and transform the world of to respect the human rights and to protect the human rights. So they have a lot of initiative. I just mentioned a one club, human right education, but actually they do a lot of programs. They do a lot of programs, they train every year, because they have all the statistical data, how many students are trained in the human right education. So they will know their right, because if someone and say me that you should not eat this, I should not think okay I should not eat it. But where is our right? We have to know about our right. So that's one thing. And the second process is the education started at colleges, because one part is school, another is kids, and another part is young, which those who are in the graduation, I mean in the higher schooling, that's called colleges. So they educate young minds and empower them, because they should tell them what is human right issues, they're relevant, important to them. So what will happen if they, if someone violate the human rights, if a human being citizen of the country, if I'm not taking care of that human right violation, then what will happen to them? So please think it of, it is the biggest issue in the world. So the Amnesty International will form a clubs, they do a lot of programs to college students also, but where its differences feels here, because for kids they have to teach very fundamentally and very small things about the human right education. But where in the youngsters like colleges, they should have different form of education, creating in a meaningful way, because they will tell them, this picture in the presentation shows how your human rights are violated in the educations and violated in the outside. They asked us to gather so many datas. Out of that data, they told to form a campaign, and they will try to exhibit all kind of things of human right violation, what they did. Actually the picture shows the eye was closed by the ribbon, okay, and the mouth was closed by someone. So these are all right, I have a right of freedom to express. So this picture will give you clear idea how a creative and meaningful way of education is given in the higher education at the schools. They do many programs, even campaigns they do what we call, they do a storyline, they give a YouTube videos, they give a reading materials, they're giving a lecture books. So many activities actually the Amnesty International done at colleges and schools. And the next part, the initiative by the human rights of Amnesty, is on the system. So school may allow, school may not allow to have the clubs and things. So if we collaborate with the system, education system, for example, if I'm collaborating with the CBSE schools, the top priority, the in charge of director of CBSE schools, then I can give us a course, give us a subject to the kids, and also in the colleges where I want. So the Amnesty International is also worked with the education systems in the sense decision makers. They exhibiting a lot of contents to them, what is the need and why it has to be, how it can be transformed. Excuse me. So a lot of things. So when they work with the system, automatically whomever comes to the system will learn about the human rights actually. So many events were conducted by the Amnesty International. Okay, they actually do many things, like they did a lot of initiatives, programs and everything. They do measure their outcome, because conducting human right education to everyone is not a matter of concern. How much reach it went, how much education it gone, how much parameters it is went. So they have measured their outcome in terms of people and knowledge and awareness and that is what I shown in the picture, right, in these slides. So the outcome is very, very essential part whatever we do, because we have to validate our results. If I'm giving an education, then I have to measure the outcome and I have to validate it. So that this is how the improvement will happen to any systems what we have. So we all well know about the Amnesty International, a non-government organization who really works for protecting the human rights and respecting the human rights. So we will meet in the another case study with a different thoughts. Thank you.